Before we get into the video, decklist is in the description below.
Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here. And today guys, I have a deck profile for you guys, going back to some old school versions of deck profiles. But today guys, I'm going to be showing you a Dugtrio Eeveelutions deck that I've been monkeying around with for a couple weeks. And yeah, it's a pretty cool list. I really enjoy it. Suitable to more of my playstyle. It's a very simple list, very easy to change up. But without any further ado, we'll get into the list. So starting off guys, you have 4 Dugtrio. I'm going to make sure my camera is indeed picking these up for you. And there. Okay. So it's from the X and Y set. They're very cheap too, by the way. As a first attack, and pretty much the first attack's the one you're going to be using the most. If you can set up Rock Tumble, go for it. But it does 60 damage base and then 10 to all your bench Pokemon. It doesn't seem really too good. It's a 90 HP Pokemon. Very fragile. And just to get quicker to the video here. 4 Diglett, obviously just to evolve into Dugtrio, but it is in Stage 1, and with Ancient Origins being released, we did get some Eeveelutions that can actually make these Stage 1 Pokemon hit for a lot more damage, and so I'm going to play 2 Jolteon and 2 Flareon. Now the reason I'm playing 2 Jolteon is just because for cards like Shaymin, Rayquaza, Lugia, and anything else that really has a weakness to electric. Flareon, same thing. Those are for like a bunch of metal decks. You know, Sceptile is going to be a card that I think is going to be pretty big. And, you know, just really anything that has fire weakness, like, you know, metal decks or something like that. So, you know, that 60 damage can turn into 120. And I do have some more damage modifiers later into the video that I will go over. And once I get the whole list out, I'll kind of tell you what's up. And to go along with the Eeveelutions, I do play the Eevee that came out in Ancient Origins because it has 60 HP. And that's pretty good, too. And I play 2 Hawlucha. Hawlucha is a very good card too, because kind of like Dugtrio, you can attack for 1 energy, and you can do a lot of damage with Hawlucha. And you can probably do like 100 damage or like 80 or something like that. And you really won't necessarily need a lot more damage like modifiers to knock out stuff with Dugtrio. And the good thing is too is Dugtrio is a 1-prize attacker, and so is Hawlucha. It's kind of the theme of the deck in a sense. But unfortunately, I do play 2 Shaymin just to help with setup. These are very these are just, my personal preference. If you want to take these 2 spots out for something else, then definitely go for it. But that is it for the Pokemon. I do play 4 Sycamore, and I think I'm about to sneeze, so excuse me. Hang on. Oh my god, excuse me. Alright, so I play 4 Sycamore since Juniper did rotate out. Sycamore is the card to go to for that. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so we got 3 Korrina. This is really good because it can grab a Dugtrio, and I can grab a trainer, something like that. So you can grab a Dugtrio or a Diglett and a level ball or something like that. So that's very, very good. Korrina's a very good card in this deck. And I do play 4 level ball, getting into that. And yeah, forgot to mention that I'll have to make a separate thing to put in front of the video, but the list is in the description below just to remind you. But 3 Korrina, very good. 2 Lysandre. Lysandre is pretty much a key card in the deck just because you can bring up stuff that you've damaged already. And, if you can just pick off some EXs, then you have a really good chance of winning the game, I think. And Lysandre's been pretty good to me so far. And I've pretty much been playing this deck the past couple weeks at League. And, yeah, it's been pretty good. 2 Shauna. Now, if you want to play Professor Birch's Observation over Shauna, I don't necessarily know which one is the better of the 2, because they're both they have their own weaknesses, pros and cons, whatever. But I went ahead and stuck with 2 Shauna. I haven't really play tested with Professor Birch's Observation, really, but that's really just what you guys want to play. I play 1 Hex Maniac. This is very good. It can shut down Shaymin. It can shut down Ariados for Ariados Machamp. It can shut down Bats, and just can really get rid of a lot of things too. And if you're going to get something that has weakness to fighting, Hex Maniac and Hawlucha is pretty sweet too. I've noticed that too since playing this deck around at League. Just a warning though, you will shut down your Eeveelutions too. But I figure 1 Hex Maniac wouldn't hurt just in case. But that is it for the supporters. For the trainers, I run 4 VS Seeker. Like I said, a lot of the supporters in this deck are very key to winning games, such as Lysandre, and Korrina can help you get your consistency and setting back up. It doesn't take much for this deck to set up and start hitting for high amounts of damage either. That's a really good thing. That's honestly one of my favorite things about this deck. Next up, 4 Level Ball. Level Ball can get pretty much everything in this deck for the most part, except for Shaymin, honestly. Except for Shaymin, this card can grab any of your Pokemon. So that's why I play 4. And, you know, it's just a free Pokemon. You just play it and you go grab it. So that's really good. And I play 3 Muscle Band just for damage modifiers too. You can turn your Earthquake into 80 before you start adding in everything. And you can turn your Hawlucha's Flying Press into 80 as well. So it's very good. Muscle Band is a very good card in this deck. I play 2 Ultra Ball. This is just for more consistency and, you know, searching out Shaymins or just whatever. And I figured 2 wouldn't hurt. I already do play the Korrina and everything. These are just really just in here for, you know, to make the deal more sweeten the deal, whatever. Sacred Ash. The Sacred Ash is indeed a very good card in this deck. I figured like it's absolutely a necessity too, because you can get back your Dugtrio lines, you can get back an Eeveelution line that you might need for the matchup, you can get back your Hawluchas, etc. So, or if you had a really brutal Sycamore or something like that, Sacred Ash is definitely a card you really want to put in this deck. I would love to have 2 also, just throwing that out there. Professor's Letter. This can really help you get out your energy, and just takes 1 energy to attack with these Pokemon, so Professor's Letter, really good card. I do play a switch just in case, you know, I can't burn an energy or I'm in a tight spot or something like that, or if I start with an Eevee or whatever. Starting Eevee, this is, honestly, this is just a great card in general, just having this deck, because if you do start with it, start with a Pokemon you don't want, you can Korrina for like a Hawlucha and a switch or something like that, or just whatever. So grabbing a Hawlucha and switch is pretty good play for turn 1 if you need it. Just to win the Stadium War, I play 4 Fighting Stadium. Just increasing damage and have a counter Stadium for my opponent. And yeah, it has 20 damage, so that's really good. Very tired, too, in case you couldn't tell. Alright, for energy, we have 4 Strong Energy and 5 Fighting Energy. I'm going to kind of get into more of the strategy of the deck. And I should have pulled out everything. I think I did, yeah. Okay, so Dugtrio, like I said, stage 1. Give you guys an example. So you have a Strong Energy, you have a Fighting Stadium, and you also have a Muscle Band. Let's say you Lysandre up a Shaymin. Let's just say you Lysandre up Shaymin. And you have Jolteon out. Well, you can attack for 60, 80, 100, 120 times 2. So that's like 240 damage, and you're adding a resistance and everything, but for the most part, you can hit for a lot of damage too. And the same thing goes with Aegislash. The reason I do play a lot of regular Fighting Energy is just for Aegislash too. So if you have Flareon out, and let's say you're attacking a Aegislash, then you can hit for 60, 80, 120, and times 2, that'll knock it out. So, you know, even if you're missing something, like you don't have the Fighting Stadium out or whatever, you can really hit for high amounts of damage with Dugtrio. Pretty much that's the key, what you want to do here. And Hawlucha is just there to really soften a Pokemon, and it can hit for high amounts of damage very, very quickly. And honestly, I think this is like one of my favorite decks that I've played. And I didn't look at anything before. I know this deck's been posted online already, and that's why I want to get this video out quickly. I have been playing this deck for a couple weeks now. I didn't go net deck or nothing like that, but I'm in love with this deck. It's so much fun, and I've already been playtesting Vespa Queen on Pokemon TCG Online, so that'll probably be the next video. Yeah, the next deck profile that I do cover. But you guys should really try this deck out. If you can hit the right matchups, I promise you the deck will shine. And this list has been very good to me. I really think that you guys should try it. But I'm going to end it here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And make sure you guys tune into any other content that you want to see on my channel. I have a ton of it. If this is the first video you've ever seen, make sure you subscribe and stick around for more. I love you so much. And this is Pokemon TCG signing out. Take care, guys.